Despite a very messed up 2020 hindering what the Arrowverse could do because of production, the universe bounced back in various ways and will continue to grow in others, which was proven via the arrival of Superman and Lois, a show that very much went and defied expectations and brought some amazing quality and cinematic work to the Arrowverse in a fresh way. But as for its lead show in The Flash, there were some losses, mainly in the loss of two of its main stars. But why did they depart from the hit show? Allow us to show you the real reason behind Tom Cavanagh and Carlos Valdes leaving The Flash. Number 6. Vibe and Wells no more. While The Flash is already set to speed back to the CW for its 8th season, more on that one later, two of its original stars are staying behind. Carlos Valdes and Tom Cavanagh have officially departed the show in full-time capacity now that Season 7 is done. Cavanagh, who played several alternate versions of the brilliant and prickly scientist Harrison Wells, as well as Flash nemesis Eobard Thawne, was technically set to end his tenure as a series regular with Season 6. But after the pandemic shut down, Cavanagh stayed on to wrap up those storylines in the first 3 episodes of Season 7. Since then, he's been billed as a recurring guest star. Valdes, meanwhile, will end his run as a series regular with the Season 7 finale. He began the series as Francisco Cisco Ramon, resident tech geek at Star Labs who helps create and maintain Barry Allen's supersuit as the Flash. Eventually, Cisco took on the superhero persona of Vibe and later Mecha Vibe. Now, in a statement, executive producer and showrunner Eric Wallace said he is keeping the door open for both actors to return as guest stars. Tom and Carlos have been an integral part of our show for 7 seasons and will be greatly missed, Wallace said. Both are incredible talents who created beloved characters that fans and audiences around the world have come to love, which is why we are happily keeping the door open for return appearances.
Oh, he's gonna thunderbolt him?
What?
Jay taught him how to throw lightning.
Number 5. Why did Cavanagh leave? Many were particularly shocked at the departure of Tom Cavanagh, as he, as noted before, was many different characters over the years of The Flash's run, from villain to hero to ally and so on. So why leave? Well, he apparently just felt it was time and was more than happy to say something to that effect on social media. It has been a joy creating and playing the myriad Wells that make up Wells Street on the hashtag The Flash, he wrote. At times brusque, sunny, capricious, and perpetually shameless, they will always be linked by a mini-single unbreakable thread of gratitude. My thanks to everyone on all sides of the screen that makes up this wee superhero show of ours. Plus, as those who watched the final episode of Season 7 know, he'll be back eventually. Reverse Flash returned and swore to end Barry after he got faster than before. So at the very least, we will see him as a villain before the end. Also, he reiterated in a follow-up about his departure that this was his decision and not the show's. Nope, that was my decision. It was definitely my decision. You also have to keep in mind that the show you're doing is not called Wells, it's called The Flash. At a certain point, I thought in the back of my head, I'm going to do this for as long as I really feel challenged and it's enjoyable and that I'm contributing to Flash's storyline. I thought after, in a French accent, Sherlock was tracking down himself to Reverse Flash even early on in that season, yeah, this feels like I might be heading towards the exit now. I thought that would be a perfect denouement. The Wells characters have been fun, but like we say, the show is called The Flash and it'll be fine without me. Number 4. Why did Valdes leave? Carlos Valdes for sure is a big hit in regards to loss for The Flash and for another basic reason. He was there from day one as well. In fact, his character of Vibe was honestly a bit of a joke in DC Comics before his run on The Flash. He gave the character a lot of life, depth, and appreciation that many comics before the show had failed to do. So given all of that, why did Valdes leave? Simple actually, his contract was up. When it comes to these shows, the apparent standard for the main shows, unless specified or canceled obviously, is about 7 seasons. This especially was true for the earlier shows like Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl. For Valdes, he was fine not renewing his contract after the 7th season and felt that it was time to go and do other things. While many fans have noted is fine for certain reasons, not the least of which is that in a recent season, Cisco Ramon has had a bit of a less character focus, especially after taking the meta cure and having his powers removed. At the end of Season 7, Cisco is made one of the heads of Argus, believe it or not, and thus has more than enough reason to go and come back should he need to. And in fact, he did come back in the Season 7 finale to help stop the Godspeed War. So like Tom Cavanagh, he could return, he just won't be there regularly like before. Number 3, so what does the Flash do now? Well, that is a very interesting question that has a far more interesting answer than you realize. Because due to the quarantine and filming restrictions, the Arrowverse wasn't able to go and be as big and interconnected as it usually is every season. However, with things back up and running, pun intended, they're apparently going to start off Flash Season 8 with a multi-level crossover called Armageddon, headlined by the Flash going and getting into serious trouble and recruiting heroes both past and present to help him in order to save the day. That includes the new Batwoman and Ryan Wilder making her crossover debut, returning fan favorite Brandon Routh as the Atom, whom many were mad at in regards to his forced departure from Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, which is a bit ironic given that his own series ended recently, and more. So while they are going to be down a few characters, they don't seem to be at a loss for any good story content, because reports are that this is going to be quite a big showdown, and who knows how all of it will play out in the rest of Season 8. Number 2, moving on. The other thing that we need to remember here is that no one stays on shows forever, not even the ones who help make the show what it is. A great example of this can be seen in the Arrowverse, of course, but also in other shows as well. Sometimes people want to stay with the series because it helped make their name and they decided to go and see it through to the end. Like with Stephen Amell with Arrow, or they decide when they feel their time is up, it's up, like with Emily Beckett Richards with Arrow. She appeared in the final episode to wrap things up, but she didn't appear in the entire final season up until that point. Plus, sometimes you can just feel it's your time to go because there hasn't been a lot of progression, and you hate when things stay stagnant. And it's up to them to go and decide when exactly that point is. So while it is sad, there is still a lot to look forward to as we laid out. Number 1, new characters, new stories. The Flash is obviously known for a while that they're going to be out a few characters, and as a result, they bolstered their roster with new characters to take the place of the ones they've lost. Plus, while the Arrowverse has lost a few shows like Black Lightning and Supergirl airing its last episodes now, it's brought others into the fold like Stargirl, Superman and Lois, the upcoming Naomi series, and more are no doubt on the way. So while some of your favorites are gone, it's important to honor what they've done, but also see if some of these new characters and new shows go and resonate with you like the others have done beforehand. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Carlos and Tom's reasons for leaving the show? Do you think that this is fair and that it's truly their choice to go and leave the series? Do you think that the show will be hurt without them? What are your personal hopes for Season 8 when it arrives in a few months? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.